Hello, I'm Akita, and I'm going to talk to you today about background removal mistakes, specifically the ones that you find in Canva Pro. Well, you can only do background removal this way that I'm going to be showing you in Canva Pro if you have Canva Pro, basically the paid account. But it's part of my workflow. It's how I like to, adjust and edit my images and things of that nature. Quick, easy, it suits me just fine, and it's something that I do every day. But however, I've noticed, and maybe you've noticed this too, if you're also in Canva and you use Canva Pro, that when you use the background removal tool, which is like if you click the image and you click background remover, it will go ahead and remove the background, but let me scroll down here and show you. But then sometimes it'll take away stuff that you actually wanted to keep. So for this particular watercolor piece of clip art, it has some, what I consider really nice character here at the bottom, because you have the lemons and the burlap sack and you have the leaves and everything. It's looking really, really good. But then down here you have all this shading, like this shadow, which adds depth to the clip art, kind of gives it a really nice, look to it. And it's going to look beautiful with the actual bundle that this is planned for. So I still need to go ahead and remove the background because I want to have a white background, so I can go ahead and make it into a PNG and upscale it, do the DPI, and all that kind of good stuff. Basically making the image bigger, making it nice and crisp and clear. But I need the background to be white, so I can do that. I also want to keep the actual shading to keep the character of the image. And this happens a lot with watercolors, I found, but there's other types of clip art designs that this will happen to, where you're just like, okay, background remover, and then like it takes away stuff that you want to keep. So here's what you can do with that. So here on the second page, I have the exact same image. So notice here how shading, character, love it, passion, wonderful. And then over here, it's like, wah, 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 looking horrible. So, or maybe not horrible, just not what I intended. So here's what you can do. You click the image where you actually remove the background, and then you click the background remover tool that kind of pops up in that little toolbox above the image. And then a little, let me move my humongous head, sorry. And then over here to the left, you have the background remover, I don't know, tool set. Now, this is one of those situations where things are hiding in plain sight, but you never really quite notice it. I know it's not just me. I'm not going to be ashamed. I know it's not just me. But as much as I have played around with this and I've messed with the erase tool, I always kind of bypass the restore tool because I always just wanted to go ahead and get rid of the background. So hang tight. We're going to go back to that. So you have the brush size, and then you have the show original image. Now over here, let's go a little bit closer. There's a whole bunch of, and I'm not going to start clicking and dragging over here because I have this on erase. I don't want anything else erased. I want to bring stuff back. I want to restore. So down here, I know where, kind of, I have a vague idea of where the actual shading was or the shadows were that I wanted to use from before. However, I don't know where, I don't have good muscle memory, like I don't have a good mental picture. So what you can do, and what I do now, is I click on this little button, I toggle this on, show original image, and then it shows me what was under, like what was here before everything was erased. So then what I can do, I'm just gonna go ahead and shrink down this brush size a little bit so I have more control. And then what I can do, and what you can do, is just go, all right, hold up, that's not gonna work. Let me hit the undo button, or Ctrl+Z right up here. I need to make sure it's on restore. Let's do that. Make sure it's on restore because I'm trying to bring this stuff back. So I'm just gonna, just look here at the picture, because the picture the picture that was there, the original picture, is there because Canva is showing that to me because I toggled that little switch, show original image on. And so now I can just kind of like brush over these little shaded portions. And if if it's really, really kind of tight, you can easily just hit the zoom, just drag that over a bit. And if you need to go ahead and shrink down the brush size a little bit more, you can do that too, just to make certain that you have a decent amount of control over what you're going to bring back. Make sure everything is covered, looking good. I'm going to zoom out a bit. And you just adjust your brush size and you go through and you grab what you want to grab and kind of go like that. Now, this is not the most perfect option here at all, but is going to get me through. And if you make a mistake, you just either hit Ctrl+Z or Command+Z if you're on a Mac, or you can hit the undo button up here at the left, the little swivel, tool button here on the upper left, little arrow. And then once you're all done, you think that you're good to go, hit the X here in the background remover tool section, and then voila, it is looking much, much better with the actual depth that I wanted. So it's looking better. I'm loving it. I'm not mad. I don't have an attitude at anyone or anything, any inanimate object or tool. So that is basically how you go about correcting your background removal mistakes in Canva. You just click the image where you had the issue with, go into background remover, and then use a restore tool to go ahead and make these adjustments. So I don't know if you actually realized that yourself or if that was something that you actually had utilized, but sometimes, you have these tools and they, there's like these little features hiding in here. And, it's a great thing to learn something new and to be able to implement it to make your work a little bit easier and a little bit more efficient and to get that great final product that we all so much love and we all so much want. All right, that's it for me. And if you like if you're picking up what I'm throwing down and you like the content, feel free to go ahead and give me a like, a subscribe, all the good things. And you take care, be well, and bye.